Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Through the Fire and the SBN Small Business Network podcast. I am your host, Ryan Wickline. And before we get started today, it's like I said, it's been a hectic month for me with everything going on with getting kids prepared, working with other clients and doing this podcast and everything else. So I just wanted to I got two bowlers getting ready that are in Green Bay, Wisconsin right now, getting ready to compete in Junior Golds, which is a national level bowling tournament. Wanted to wish them good luck. They're up there practicing as we speak right now. Their competition starts on Monday. Could be more proud of them. Hey, who'd ever thought I'd be working with bowlers who were doing amazing things? I mean, considering I'm not very good at that sport, and I'll tell you that. Then tonight, got a couple kids leaving for Fargo, North Dakota. Two wrestlers getting ready to go compete. They'll start competing on Monday in a national level wrestling tournament. And then I got a third one getting ready to head up there. He'll be leaving next week and start competing with the other two on Friday or on next Friday. So I got three wrestlers and two bowlers up to amazing things right now. And I got another kid traveling around the Western United States and Canada competing and getting like going to all these camps and everything. Man, these kids are up to some amazing things. And then another group that are waiting for their opportunity and their breakthrough moment. So like I said, all these kids are on different training cycles, and what it's taken to get some of these kids mentally ready for what they're doing, it's been hectic, but it's all been worth it. And just to be a small part in their success is pretty amazing. You know, I'm just glad to be along for the ride. It's a humbling experience to watch these kids' eyes light up and watch them chase down their dreams. I mean, I say I'm proud of all of them is an understatement. They're up to great things, and they're going to be doing some great things here in the future. So be on the lookout for them. If anyone wants to go check out some of that stuff, the ones will be competing, wrestlers will be competing in Fargo, North Dakota, the bowlers in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Support them kids. They're up to some amazing things. So this kind of leads me into the thing I want to talk about today, which is self-reflection. I use this quite a bit, and I found it has like two different distinctive things that I use it for. Like any of the athletes I work with, any other clients I work with will tell you that we use this during all of our sessions, that I need them to reflect on how their competition went, their training schedules, how their mind was when they were doing well, how it was when they weren't doing very well. Like, what was their body language like? What was, confidence, like, nutrition, sleep patterns, things like that all matter to me, like the emotional patterns they have. And I use it. They might not understand, some of the athletes might not understand it yet because they're a little young, some of them. But I use it so I can recognize patterns that they have. And once we can recognize those patterns, the things that keep popping up, we can fix them. And it's always good that they start recognizing it too and take accountability for some of them actions, so they can work with me in doing it. They can see, hey, this is a problem. This is keep popping up, and this is holding me back in my potential. So maybe I need to work on this area. This is a problem spot. And then even the technical side of it, like we talk technique, everything like that. Even I do with the bowlers, so they can recognize, even if I don't understand it, I'll ask questions. And just so I can get a little bit of understanding of what needs fixed. And I can be on them to hold them accountable to try to fix it. And they need to recognize them patterns too, and say, hey, to get to that next level, I need to fix this. So I use this in my daily life even, and start journaling again, just because I need to get my thoughts out and start recognizing maybe some of the patterns that I have that need fixed as I'm trying to get to the next level in a lot of things I'm trying to accomplish. So it's good for that. to recognize your patterns that you have, to say, hey, this needs fixed. This situation keeps occurring. So maybe this is one of my weaknesses that need fixed. Or, hey, I'm not very good here. Maybe try to stay out of this position for the time being until I can really take a hold and fix it. Especially for the athletes, because you're not going to be able to make major technical changes in a week or so. Just not going to happen. So, hey, let's stay out of that position and try to stay in positions I'm good in. Okay. Second thing that I found out self-reflection is good for is just to relax you and to show you progress. So I'm going to get the first one first. Let's talk about showing progress. So we all face adversity, right? We all looking for that big level change in anything we're doing, right? Hey, I want to jump to this, from this level to that next level. Well, guess what? It's not immediate, and it does not happen overnight. As much as I wish it did, it does not happen overnight, because I'm the same way, always looking for that next jump. Well, guess what? Sometimes it takes a while. So being able to self-reflect on seeing what I've overcome to where I am now, to, like, I'll look back, hey, look where I was 6 months ago. Look where I am now. That's a lot of progress I've made. Okay. And you'll see with these kids I'm working with, the ones that are at tournaments right now, getting ready to compete, when they get back, they'll take a lot of them will take a week or two off from training, just because they've been in a training cycle for a month, 2 months, like of nonstop training, that they'll want to give their body just like a break. And mentally, what I have them do, they'll go in and just reflect. Take a day just to reflect on what you've done, maybe a couple days, maybe a week. Just reflect a little bit, relax, reflect on what you've overcome. Look at the progress you made from when we started working together. A lot of them will tell, remember when we first started working, like what your mindset was like then and where you were at, like in your goal chasing, like how close you were to your goals. Now look where you're at. You've accomplished some things. Now look what you had to overcome to get there. It wasn't easy, but you did it, right? And they'll come back better than ever. But like I've always said, you just take it, reflect a little bit, and it'll show you that progress you made. And that will just kind of leave you, hey, I overcame some stuff. Because if you think some of these kids made it to where they're at without overcoming anything, you're crazy. I see on a daily basis. I mean, I've been to places with some of these kids and watched them cry when they didn't accomplish their goals. I've seen the heartache. Some of the things that they've had to overcome is way worse than some of what I've seen other people have to overcome to go in pursuit of this stuff. But you got to remember, as you get closer to your goals, the adversity comes to try to knock you off that. And it's just trying to keep them maintained and dialed in so they can get to their goals. So, like I said, it's good for just kind of seeing what you overcome, seeing the progress you made. And the second thing with it is just gives you gratitude and kind of brings peace to you, because you kind of sit there and like, oh my God, look, like I'm kind of refreshed now, because the stuff I'm facing now isn't really, it pales in comparison to what I've been through. So I'm going to leave you with this story. Every September 1st, I go and do a day of reflection. Like I usually take off work, whatever else I'm doing, and I will just go and reflect. And the reason I choose that date, that's my sobriety date. So first day I became sober. So I always go that day, and I just go somewhere quiet by myself, away from everybody. I'll go on trips some places sometimes and just be by myself. And I will just go there and just reflect on everything that I had to overcome to get to this point. And I'll replay a lot of the stuff in my head, a lot of the voices, demons that I had to overcome, a lot of the talk that other people said about me on the way to where I am. And I'll replay that stuff in my head. And guess what? I realize that what I'm facing now isn't that bad at all, because that stuff that I went through there should have killed me. I should be dead. So I realize I have a second chance at life. So a lot of to be grateful for, that God's using me to go help people now. Like, so if anybody's listening to this is going through something and wondering if you've been through a lot of bad stuff, remember, God can still use you. If he can use me, he can use you, because everybody thought I was done for. Okay. And maybe as we get closer to September 1st, I'll share some stories of some of the stuff I did, if it can help some people. But to get back to my story, this stuff will really, really help refresh you, give you a new perspective on life, and let you kind of just see that you might not be where you want to go. You might not be there yet, but guess what? I'm sure you are making progress. And what you're going through probably isn't half that bad. And I bet you've overcame something a lot worse. And guess what? After that day of reflection, you can come back refreshed, ready to go knock that stuff out of the park. And remember, the only way to get what you want is go through the fire.